Bonjour à tous. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Let's start with Karim Benzema. Eric, he announced his retirement from international football at the age of 35. He rejected an offer from the French President Macron to take his personal private jet to Qatar for Sunday's final. Apparently posting a message, "I'm not interested." What was your take on that?
I think what have happened with Benzema and Didier Deschamps during the build-up of the World Cup and the injury have made a split between them because Benzema thought that he could recover and stay in the squad and maybe be ready for the quarter semi final. And Deschamps decided with the medical staff that was useless to keep Benzema. But behind that, it's obvious that Didier Deschamps decided that to keep a player with the pedigree of Benzema, with the Ballon d'Or image and with the strong personality and the previous problem that he had with him, that would have hammered the atmosphere of the camp, and that would have made a kind of a movie to follow from the first day to the last day. Will he play? Will he not play? Will he play? Will he not play? So that was a group decision, I would say, to save the group from the distraction.
Would you, in the media, not prefer to have seen Benzema maybe in the French dressing room beforehand, just being around the other players? His presence alone, I would have thought, would have been an asset.
I don't think so. I think Benzema have been dropped from the team for nearly 6 years due to the sex tape scandal. His image is very, very contrasted. In the camp, some players are really dedicated to Benzema, and they do love him. And I would say some of the leaders of the team or the older players of the team, they don't really like him or feel that they feel comfortable with him as being back in the group. Benzema was going to play, was going to be the leader like he was in 2021 for the game that France played, and he was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. But to have him in such a strange situation, that wouldn't have been good for France.
I was going to say, would you refer to the senior players that may not be comfortable with him? Would one of those players have been Olivier Giroud?
Yeah, of course. You can talk about some names, and you can easily name the elder and the I would say the key players of France from the previous generation, which have been maybe involved as witnesses of what happened when Benzema was dropped from the team years ago due to the sex tape scandal.
Well, didn't he, Eric? Didn't he describe himself as Formula One and Olivier Giroud as karting?
Of course, it's something that to me it's an insult. And as Giroud said, the karting works well. The karting is world champion, and the karting doesn't have a technical or a mechanical failure just before the tournament is on. So to have these two guys together, of course, it's not something which is in a certain extent natural. So only if Benzema was overshadowing by his performances then Giroud would have accepted to be on the bench. But at the time with the injury, the Formula One has to keep in the garage.
What's the French public's relationship with Benzema? Because once upon a time, he described his country as being Algeria, and that was his background, and that was his family's background. How does the French public perceive Karim Benzema?
You know, the French public is divided. Some people, and not only the one with some Algerian backgrounds, the one who loves football, who loves Real Madrid, who loves the style of play of Benzema, they really back him, and they really feel this is one of the, or if not the best striker in the world, and they want him to play for France. And the other one, they say, but we've won the World Cup with Giroud, never scored a goal in the 7 game of France in 2018, but he's there, he works well, he's a good character, and we win with him, and the atmosphere in the camp is not the kind of guy who's making too much problem. So the split is there, and it's something more than to know if from the moment he plays with France, from the moment he has the blue jersey,
he's been committed.
Is supposed to be committed. Otherwise, we can say it from any player who have a double nationality or double culture or double identity, and it belongs to most of the French team, and it's the same with England.
But when you hear these observations about other players, that he speaks of himself as a Formula One driver and they're a karting, but he blackmails potentially, allegedly, how can that be someone that's not incredibly divisive?
Of course, he's divisive. His history with France as a national team is full of contrast. Is full of sometimes negativity. Is full of question mark. Is full of bitterness, and also is full of hopes and full of expectation. When you had him back in the team, but in the meantime, you see Karim Benzema when he plays for Real Madrid. He's not a guy who makes any problem in the team or in the dressing room. He's completely adopted and loved by the people, and the one you can talk with from the Lyon when he was a player, when he was coming from the academy. The people will always say positive about him.
So Eric, what's going to happen now? We now know here in this country that Gareth Southgate carries on. Obviously in Argentina, Lionel Scaloni can do whatever he wants because they won it. What's going to happen with Deschamps?
We do expect him to stay. He will announce it officially early stage in January. According to the sources that we do have, he wants a 4 years deal with the French FA. That means he wants to go to the World Cup 2026, which is 3.5 years, to be honest. The first offer, I think, that he was discussing was made to him is a 2 years deal to go to the Euro. But he is in a strong position. And also he has still the chairman of the French FA who is dedicated to him as long as he stays, which is not 100% safe in the following months. If the deal is done before, that will be a gift from the chairman of the FA to secure Didier Deschamps for the 4 years. And I do believe that he's very keen to give that to him.
So the door remains shut on any possible return for Zidane?
Yeah, and that's a good question mark because if we knew or we heard that Deschamps was going to quit, then we could have bet on Zidane. And in the meantime, Karim Benzema might have said that he's ready to come back to play for France because due to his great relationship professionally and personally with Zinedine Zidane, if Zidane was there, I would imagine the first thing Zidane would have done is to give a call to Karim and say, come with me. You are still the best striker in the world. I want you to my team.
Okay. Eric, terrific. What's the mood there now? People beginning to pick themselves up after Sunday?
Oh, it's very difficult. Yesterday was 50,000 French young people coming to Place de la Concorde to cheer the French team. But I would say the elder one, we know what is about pain. We have at Sevilla in 82 when we lost to West Germany with the Schumacher aggression. We know what we have lost in 2006 final with the headbutt of Zidane. This one also is quite painful. So as English followers, you know what is the pain to lose on the very last kick. So the mood is not so kind and so positive at the moment.
Okay, Erik Bielderman, as always, we love your contribution, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us. Merci à vous.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.